everybody, Cinema Sickness here with another Cinema Sickness review, and today we're going to take a look at Elizabeth. So this is definitely a movie I've been wanting to see for some time now. Ever since I first saw The Other Boleyn Girl, really got into the whole story, wanted to know what happened to her daughter and where the whole Elizabeth story was going to go, so these were definitely movies I wanted to see. This and the sequel, which I did pick up the sequel about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and knew I wasn't going to watch that until I watched Elizabeth, so when I picked Elizabeth up today, I immediately wanted to watch it. And I loved it. I thought it was a great, great film. Really goes to, just makes me realize that living in the 1500s would have been a really, really horrible time. And if I did live back then, I'd much rather have not have been royalty. It just seems like if you were a peasant living on very little money, very little food, struggling to survive, that would have been a much better life than actually being a king, queen, or just being involved in royalty in any way whatsoever. It's so horrible. Everybody's out to kill everybody else, and it's all about gaining power and being an important figure, and just nobody's life matters, nobody else matters, it's just you who matters, and getting to the top no matter how you need to get there, whether you need to just ruin somebody's life, actually kill somebody, do whatever you possibly can to be somebody important, and that just seems to be all that matters. And no different with Elizabeth's reign. She starts out pretty nice and reigning with her heart and caring and loving and just wants to be an all-around good person and a good queen. And as things progress, and a lot of the story is about how she goes from being such a a nice, loving person to being not necessarily evil, but doing what she has to do to stay the queen. And she goes, again, from being very nice and not wanting to start any wars or hurt anybody to ordering people's deaths. There were lots of people who wanted to overthrow her and were pretty much working on doing that. Well, in the end of the movie, she actually has them all killed off. So, again, we see her go from being a very loving, caring person to just somebody who, again, I don't want to say evil. She's not nearly as evil as some other kings and queens that have come and will come, but she, just does what she has to do. She realizes she's probably going to be murdered or overthrown or something, most likely killed. She had some attempts actually on her life throughout the film. So she does what she has to do. She realizes these people are out to get her, and well, it's kill or be killed, and she kills them off. I also looked up to see how much this movie is true to life and how much was Hollywood, and it seems that for the most part, the film stuck to actual history. It did go off a little bit. A lot of it seems to be certain things that took place either after the story or other parts around the story. They moved them. They moved some things that happened to fit into the time slot that this movie was taking place in, because this movie doesn't extend over years and years and years and years and years. It takes place all within a certain time period, and in order to tell the full story of when some of these certain parts in the movie happened, they would have had to make, a movie spanning many years, and they didn't do that. So that's really the major difference with some things. I mean, there were some other tweaks and stuff throughout the movie that I read about, but from what I can tell, it is pretty truthful. Again, for the most part, just with some minor things changed around that, frankly, I didn't think made any huge differences in the story. But with that being said, I always wonder why things are changed around so much. You have an interesting story like, Elizabeth I, very interesting story, and I mean, there's plenty of drama. There's plenty of, all these things, all these, attempts against her life and people wanting to overthrow her, and there's so much going on within her reign. You wonder why they had to, change anything around at all. Why they didn't just stick to the actual story and tell you this great, very truthful story. Why anything needed to be changed. I don't really get that. They do that all the time in these, biographical films. They always change stuff up, and I never understand that, because these people have really interesting lives and a very interesting story, and even if you just told the story as it actually happened 100%, it would still be a very, very interesting story. Why change it all around and take things out, add things, move things around? I just don't get it. But luckily enough, as I said, they didn't go too Hollywood on this movie. They didn't move things around too much. But the fact that they did it all does bother me to an extent, but at least they didn't go, like I said, they didn't go too overboard with it. Again, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very well done. Jeffrey Rush in this movie, you know, when he showed up, I was pretty happy. Honestly, I feel that Jeffrey Rush should just be in every movie. When he shows up in a film, I'm pretty excited. He's just a fantastic actor. All the praise and the love he gets, I completely understand it, and he totally deserves just every little bit of praise that man gets. And he does a fantastic job in this movie. Although, one of the things that I did read in things that they changed about this movie is apparently his character was in his 20s when this whole thing was going on. Obviously, he's played by Jeffrey Rush, a much older man in this film. But he did a great job. Everybody else did a fantastic job. Obviously, Cate Blanchett as Queen Elizabeth. I mean, yeah, she got a lot of praise for this film, and I think she deserved that, definitely. She did a fantastic job. This movie pretty much really boosted her career, and I think she definitely deserved it. She did just a great and phenomenal job playing her role as Queen Elizabeth. A lot of the story, though, does base around, I mean, yeah, a lot of it's about, you know, Elizabeth starting off as, you know, somebody, you know, again, ruling with her heart, to ruling with, you know, whatever she needs to rule with to stay queen and to provide for her people. But a lot of this is also about Protestants and Catholics and them not liking each other too much. By the time Elizabeth comes into reign, there's a huge, just big battle, Protestant versus Catholic, and they're just butting heads. And right now, you know, England's being run Catholic, but Queen Elizabeth is Protestant. That's not too good. And there's all these, again, death threats against her, and even the Vatican basically puts out a memo saying that anybody who's Catholic, you know, does not have to listen to her. The Vatican has officially said that don't listen. Queen Elizabeth is not Catholic. Don't listen to anything she says. She doesn't rule over you. You know, God rules over you. The Catholic Church rules over you. A queen who's not Catholic does not. They also say that anybody who, you know, basically kills her, it's okay. I mean, anybody who kills her will be looked upon fondly, basically, and it's just pretty messed up just to see, you know, if somebody's religious, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm personally not religious, but I'm not against anybody who's religious, except for when it's about hatred. And it just, you know, it's such a sad thing to see something like Christianity and just, you know, how hateful these people are making it. They're not practicing love and loving thy neighbor and being, you know, nice people to everybody and loving everybody and realizing that you might have different ways of interpreting things, but we all believe in God and everything like that, which is, again, what Elizabeth wants to do, but they don't see it that way. Protestants and Catholics in this movie, they don't see it as in, well, we all just believe in one God. You know, we might have differences, but we still all live together and be happy. No, they just straight out hate one another, and it's, again, they're just killing each other off and starting wars, and again, the Vatican is trying to, you know, again, kill off Elizabeth because they just don't feel that, you know, because she's not Catholic, she should be ruling. But her idea actually is, again, to have a Church of England where just, you know, yeah, they might have some differences in their beliefs, but they can all come together with one common, you know, belief system as to how to interpret, you know, the Bible and things like that. And, you know, they all believe in God. Why can't they all just come together and be happy and unite and stop all this bickering, all this war, and all this hatred? They can all just come together and be very, very happy. It does actually seem to get past the idea, but again, the Catholic Church is not very happy about that. The Vatican is pretty upset about this idea. So, you know, again, even though, again, the movie more or less is about Queen Elizabeth and her transformation into what she becomes and into the golden age, basically, it is also a lot about the just the craziness of Protestants versus Catholics and just basically religion in general. Very interesting, and a part of the movie I definitely really enjoyed. So in the end, I would definitely recommend the movie. It was really well done, very enjoyable. My wife was watching it with me. She said she thought it dragged on a bit. It is a 2-hour movie. It is a little bit slower, so keep that in mind. I personally didn't mind it. I thought that, you know, it went by, I wouldn't say quickly, but you know, it did. I didn't feel the movie dragged on. I thought it went well, went by at a normal pace, and I really did enjoy it. Thought it was very well done. All the characters were great. Very dramatic, which at first I was a little put off by, but as the movie went on, it made more sense. All the crazy drama Even though it was overhyped a bit, I thought it made more sense, and it actually worked for me. So yeah, again, a great movie, one I would definitely recommend. Kate Blanchett was awesome, Jeffrey Rush was awesome, everybody was awesome in the movie. Very well done, a very great story, again, a very more or less truthful, great story. If you want to learn all about Queen Elizabeth, you know, yeah, you're not going to be getting the entire truth here, but at least you're going to be getting a pretty good idea of what happened, and it's definitely one to check out. Tomorrow I do plan on watching Elizabeth the Golden Age to see how that movie goes and continue the story. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out because I want to see, you know, where everything goes from here now that she's been basically reborn as the Virgin Queen. I want to see where everything goes. So again, a fantastic movie and one I would definitely recommend checking out. So definitely check out Elizabeth. It was a fantastic watch, as it says right here on the front. 7 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. Definitely deserved every one of those nominations. Just a fantastic film all around. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next Cinema Signature review. See ya.